What about the socialization benefits of daycare?
No, just no.
Ooh.
I can
Is it a lie?
debunk that myth.
It's gonna be
So,
good.
children under the age of 3 do something called parallel play.
That's true.
They don't actually, until they're about 3 years old, even interact with one another. You're not putting them in daycare for their own good. You're putting them in daycare for your good.
Ouch.
Because what benefits a child under the age of 3? Sure, you can go to classes like mommy and me classes or gym classes, but as long as you're within eyesight or physical touch of your child, so they can, what Margaret Mahler, a very famous psychoanalyst, called
Not
emotional
true.
refueling. The idea that you can explore the world with great courage and an inspiration, if you will, if you have your primary attachment figure within reach or eyesight.
You don't need to be.
Okay, so you can toddle off and explore, but if you can come back and get a hug or look back and make sure your mom's there, then you can toddle off and explore again. And that builds resilience over time.
I want to respond to this because there is some truth here, but also a lot of oversimplification. Yes, children under 3 mostly do parallel play. They are not forming real peer friendships yet in the way that maybe an older child would. And yes, they do their deepest learning through relationships with caregivers, not other toddlers. Where this goes too far is the idea that daycare is selfish, harmful, or interferes with attachment. And she says children need their primary attachment figure within eyesight to explore under the age of 3 in order to have something called emotional refueling. The idea behind that is real. Young children explore best when they trust that a safe adult is available. But available does not mean constantly visible. Attachment is not about being in a child's line of sight all day. It is about consistency, responsiveness, and repair over time. A child can feel safe even when a parent leaves, as long as that parent reliably returns and responds with warmth when they're together. If secure attachment required constant oversight, then independent play, bedtime, babysitters, and childcare would all be harmful. And we know that it's not true. We just have to use common sense here and look at the big picture of attachment. Decades of research, including the large NICHD study, shows that secure attachment is driven most strongly by caregiver sensitivity, quality of a child care establishment, and not by whether a child is in daycare or how many hours they attend. Children can form secure attachment to parents and to caregivers. These relationships are not competing. It is also true that daycare under the age of 3 can often benefit the parent more than the child, but this matters. She says you're not putting them in for their good, but for your own good. But that frames the wrong question. The real question shouldn't be, is this for me or for my child? The real question is this really harmful? And for most situations, it is not harmful for your child to be in childcare under the age of 3. And the claim that early childcare has no benefit for children is also not accurate. Research shows that programs that met more quality standards, ratios, group size, caregiver training, had children with better school readiness, language comprehension, and behavioral adjustment at 36 months. So to say it does nothing for a child under 3 is also false. And a U.S. federal synthesis notes that infants and toddlers in high-quality early care and education show stronger language, early math, and social emotional skills at ages 2 and 3 than similar children not in early childhood education. Does that mean that daycare is required or magically better? No. It means quality matters, and when care is warm and consistent, it can support development, including attachment, and not undermine it. And we also have to name the reality. Many parents do not have a choice. Many parents need income, stability, or support. Wanting help does not weaken attachment. It can actually strengthen a family. High-quality childcare can support language regulation and comfort with transitions, while parents provide the primary emotional anchor. This is not selfish. This is a village. When conversations like this strip away nuance and turn parenting into a moral hierarchy, families are left with guilt instead of guidance. And guilt is not how parents should be making decisions. Here is the bottom line. There is no single right setup. Staying home is not morally superior. Daycare is not inherently harmful. Children do not need constant eyesight of their attachment figure. They need caregivers who are supported, responsive, and able to meet both their own needs and their child's needs, sometimes with the help of quality early childcare. That is what can actually support healthy development. Save and share if you found this helpful, and please see below for more.